Hello, Carrie here, and I'm sitting in the very infamous Valley where I'm from, just north of Los Angeles, where Valley girls are raised on Barbie dolls and celebrity culture just like I was. And today I want to take a look at some of the commonalities between those very common plastic dolls and the very common plastic celebrities just down the road in Los Angeles and what they have in common. And this is outside of just being pretty and being skinny. I think they're more interesting parallels between the two that I'd like to explore. And this is by no means to say that there aren't any exceptions, because there are, but as a general observation, this is what I've noticed. The crux of American society rests on rampant, mindless consumerism. In a world where children see as many as 40,000 ads a year, there is no doubt that the messages they receive are deeply ingrained. In the case of females, the blueprint to femininity can be traced from birth to adulthood in culture. The pink, glitter, and plastic hairdryers to be found in segregated little girls' toy aisles are eerily similar to the widespread dogmatic worship of celebrities and superficiality. A single walk down the most popular girls' aisle at Target or Toys R Us demonstrates the importance of fashion and beauty products. The Disney princesses have them, in spite of the historical inaccuracies of them taking a credit card to the mall. The obsession with fashion and beauty is undeniably continued as pop culture graduates from toys and commercials into more adult worship of celebrity. No matter the magazine, whether fitness, beauty, lifestyle, or obviously fashion, the extreme focus on exterior adornment is not optional, not common. It is universal. It is vital information what Kate Middleton wore to her wedding, what Miley Cyrus wore to buy a latte. While dolls suggest to young girls the importance of appearance, serving as skinny, mini role models to blank minds, the adult machinery of celebrity culture pushes the infinite possibilities that abound when a girl buys the designer label or perfume suggested by her favorite star. It goes without saying that the role models offered for girls and women share a common characteristic: their status. The Disney princesses enjoy the archaic thrill of absolute rule. The recently popularized Monster High girls from Mattel are the spawn of rich, famous monsters. They love shopping and makeup and getting their parents to pay for it. Barbie and the Bratz, celebrities in their own right, come in variations of pop star and movie star. This consistency hardly needs to be argued in adult consumer culture, where the outdated love of royalty persists. The recent birth of the royal baby confirms the frenzy around royalty and worship of individuals simply because of the status they hold in a world buzzing around material wealth and power. It hardly needs to be said that A-list celebrities are de facto royalty. No woman would be complete, of course, without a man. While there are hardly girl dolls to be found in the depths of machine guns and G.I. Joe action figures of the boys' toy aisle, there is always a male counterpart to accompany a female in pink toy aisles. Princesses have princes to drive their plot lines in Disney classics, Barbie has Ken, and little girls play along with their toys at home. The glut of headlines about celebrity relationships of talented entertainers in Hollywood suggests the importance of their male counterpart, the necessity that a female needs a man to be whole. This focus is in many ways natural, as women are biologically programmed to seek mates to reproduce. However, the obsessive focus on these traits in a supposedly post-feminist world is excessive, denoting a psychological foundation that rests not on self-actualization and self-love, but on the love of someone else. Now, of course, none of this is to say that fashion and beauty are worthless and that they should be destroyed in American culture, because I think there's merit to expressing yourself through fashion and through liking things because they're pretty. Humans love aesthetic beauty, but I think that the real issue rests in the obsessive, incessant focus of the media on these very basic values that gets girls a little sick in the head. Because when you grow up being conditioned, of course, to skinny and pretty role models, but role models that are indulged in material wealth and abundance and values, and those things are seen as a means to attract a man, which is seen as necessary for a woman, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not against love, I'm all for it, I'm just more for individual identity. I think that when those points are driven home across the female's life, and let's be real, the average female is exposed to a lot of these values and a lot of this media their entire lives, and I think that when that's the main point, it creates girls that are insecure because they're worshiping things and people that they'll never be, that they'll never have, and they're hoping to apply those things to be pretty, to be attractive, to get the approval of someone else. And I think that's an endless cycle that ends in people not being very secure in who they are and not truly loving themselves. And I think that the solution to this is not necessarily to demand that the government stop these things or stop the sale of these things or their promotion of these things or expect companies to stop, because they're not going to stop. They expect profits. I think that the real answer lies in a change in the individual mother or father who teaches their daughter or their child in general that there's more to life than material wealth and abundance, and having romance, and that really true happiness lies in being happy with who you are and accepting yourself. And I think that that's very difficult to do when the media is suggesting something very different. So I think that when mothers and fathers can teach their children how important it is to be themselves and not to buy into superficial values, I think we'll all be a lot happier as a society.